Konbanwa minasan. Kyo desu. So, an interesting topic. In the city of Ontario in Canada, they've officially allowed weed to be sold and bought through Uber Eats. But it's more for pleasure, like eating, cannabis-centered foods and pleasures, and it usually comes to the store Tokyo Smokes. Canada reports that 40% of its weed being sold is done illegally, so they're trying to use this as a way to make it safer for people to consume and buy marijuana. And of course, the government wants their taxes from this new business. And of course, links to the sources will be in the dibbly-doo below. So for those of you who are interested, I did make a video explaining my views on marijuana, which you can watch here or here. So watch that video to really get my in-depth view of how I view marijuana. However, I do feel like this move is more of an example of how much more accepting we are of drugs in our society. Right now, we have an opioid crisis in America where I think there was a report saying that this is the most overdosed America has ever been in human history. And more people nowadays seem to be taking all kinds of different medications. And that's also due to the rise of depression, which I believe heavily medication and depression are heavily synced together. And my viewpoint is that I don't believe it's right or it's ethical for human beings to rely on an outside source to feel happiness or joy or fulfillment. And a lot of times you find people go to drugs or alcohol or heavy doses of or heavy consumption of pornography. And I think that speaks to the greater issue of the state of the human condition now in our current society. Everyone wants to live for pleasure. Everyone's depressed, or they're trying to find some way to feel happy or party or, not really think really strongly about their lives. It just seems like everyone's more depressed and more anxious than ever. And I think that that's also a reason why drug culture has increased in society, specifically Western society. And I thought about this before, ever since they started making marijuana legal in many places. I thought that eventually businesses are going to capitalize on this new market. And of course, if the government knows that people are selling stuff without, Big Brother looking, they're gonna want their fair share of that money too. So of course, the government would want more taxes going, to these corrupt politicians and state elitists. So it's not a shocking fact. It's not shocking that the marijuana business is increasing to the point now where pretty soon, I believe in the next 10 or 15 years, you can actually get marijuana blunts delivered to you for you to smoke. I have no doubt that that will come in the future. And I've also said in my marijuana video, marijuana is also a gateway drug. A lot of times you find many people who start smoking marijuana start smoking or doing other substances to get that same high, because after a while of smoking weed a lot, it takes a lot more to get that same buzz than you was when you first smoked your first blunt. So basically how I feel about this, it's not shocking that it's happening, but for me, I do dislike it because I think this speaks to the greater issue of the human condition in our current society. I think there's a lot of things that are, a lot of problems that we have, especially in the West, with the rise of a lot of depression, people not making families anymore, people feeling purposeless lives, and they often try to find meaning in certain things, which is like getting high and stuff. And of course, people are gonna say, well, it's just food, or cannabis food, but I mean, why do you eat cannabis food? It's basically to get a buzz, So I have no doubt that this business will skyrocket, but I think it's gonna bring a lot more ethical problems that you can't really put into law, if that makes any sense. That, I think it's really gonna shape the way the economy flows and really shape the behaviors of people. Because again, when you're under an influence of a drug or substance, you're not yourself. And it can alter your motivation. It can alter your, your drive to do something with your life. So that's how I feel about it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So if you guys like the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Arigatou gozaimasu. Minna, 気をつけて。じゃあね。